Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to issue 67 all the way up to issue 70 of Build the Iron Man Mark III. Welcome back to the Man Cave everyone, and I've got some new episodes for you today. I've just got my May delivery the other day and we've got the final free gift which I'm going to quickly show you now. So it's an Iron Man backpack, nothing special, it's just pretty basic. Obviously you can obviously put your water either side of that. There are two compartments, well three actually. So you've got the front there, you can obviously put your magazines in there. And then another section, which is obviously the main part, and then a back part as well. So yeah, not bad. Obviously, typical Marvel licensed merchandise. So, but it's nice nonetheless to get free gifts. I'll give it to my son when he's a little bit older, so hold on to it for then, because you're not going to catch me wearing it. Another thing that was unexpected, by the way, we got today was this stand. So this actually is going to be. You're going to be able to display and work on the Iron Man. He's going to be freestanding on this type of hook thing, so you'll be able to work on him as you assemble him further, which is a great idea. You know, it reduces the chance, obviously, damaging it or knocking it or dropping it. That was a major issue when we had the Terminator. That was a pain in the arse holding him, and you know, he's trying to, like, the back was bending and it was a nightmare, and they made us wait for a stand and support till the very end, which I was really unhappy about. It's pretty cool that they've done this, and it's quite nice as well. So it could also be used as, you know, a stand in general, separate to the main base. So we've got the first half there. Obviously I can't do anything with it today, but that's obviously going to be used in future issues to put that together, which I'll show you a picture of it in the magazine when we start. We're carrying on working on the hip and obviously working on sections that are going to allow you to move the legs and just basically have mobility at the hip and groin area. So it's more of the lower pelvis area as well. Not a great deal to do, just minor details. But anyway, let's get started. Okay, so as always, just going to run through the parts with you. So starting from the top, we have issue 68, sorry. This is the right hip element. So we've got some plastic components here. This is just basically to facilitate the position of the legs. So obviously they're going to be allowing you to pivot with that. We have the same obviously in issue 69 as well. So obviously you've got the left and the right hip plates, as well as the supports. So you've got the little plastic supports there with the screws. The screws for both of them, by the way, you've got OPs, which are 2 times 13mm, and also BPs 1.7 times 4mm. So the same for both of those, so nothing too fancy there. This part here, so this is actually the armor plates on the pelvis. So you know, they're a little bit different. Again, they are plastic, and for this we also have some pelvis supports and some more screws. So you've got the OPs again, which are 2 times 13mm, and this time we've got slightly different ones. I've not had these yet in the build. Same thing with the POs. These ones are PP screws, and they are 1.7 times 3.5mm. And then lastly, we've got issue 70. So this is the rear center armor. Again, this is another plastic component. It says here, this is for the central leg support, which continues. This is the support for the base as well, like I mentioned. So let me show you quickly the photo. So, and then if I show you here, sorry. So that's how it will look just there. So you can actually work on it, which is really cool and completely practical and logical. So it's really good from Fan Home for doing that. So thank you. So yeah, not a lot to do. Obviously you need the parts from the previous issues we worked on as well. Those two components there, and that's it. So let's get started. Just quickly, I forgot to mention, you need these two little parts here. These are rotational bases marked with an R and an L on each one. They were from issue 66, so you need those two parts, otherwise you cannot start issue 67. So the first part, step one, is for assembly of the right pelvis. So obviously we want to take the part that is marked R, which is that one, and then obviously match it up with the pelvis support. So I've got the right one there. What you're going to do, you'll see here, it will actually slot into that section there. So I'm just going to pop it through because we want to put some screws through that. Just double check the orientation on the photo, how it wants to look. So bear with me. So we're going to pop it through like that, and then we're going to secure it with one of our OP screws. So one of those long ones. Bear with me. It's now summertime in the UK and it really has got hot very quickly. So my hands are very sweaty. So I'm just going to pop that screw through. And then we'll connect one of those rotational bases afterwards. So obviously that just needs to line up. Okay, so I've just been screwing it off camera because it's really fiddly and really difficult to get into. So once you've done it, that's how it should be looking. So it will move. It's a little bit stiff, but not too stiff. So that's how it wants to be looking, like that. Now, once you've done that, you're going to take the rotational base. I need the right one, like I said. Double check that one. And then the other end of the pelvis support, those holes, they're going to slot into the inner part of that rotational base, and then you'll just screw it into place. So nice and simple. I say now, famous last words. So I'm just going to get that into position and do it off camera because I think it's going to be a fiddly one again, and then I'll show you the finished product. But we're just going to screw just through there. So obviously I'll just quickly show you. So it's going to sit in like that. Okay, so once you've done that, that's how it should be looking. So make sure it's in that orientation, because these screw holes here on the plastic part, they need to fit into the frame. So this is obviously from the previous issue, this component here. Look obviously on the side you want. So I want the right side, so I've got those screw holes there for it to go into. So all that you'll do there is pop it on like so on the inside and then secure it with 2 PP screws. So I'm just going to do that now, and then you have to basically move the part of the armor plate round so it'll fit into place. So I'm just going to get the screws in place, and then I'll show you how it looks, and then I'll repeat the other one, the left side, off camera because you don't see that because it's the same thing, but it's just connecting those two parts and that one there. Okay, so as you can see, I've popped it in. I've partially screwed it, so it allows me to move that out so it can flap over, because if you screw it in too tight, you won't be able to move it. So you just need to do it in that manner first. So just partially screw it on there, flap it round, and then you can screw it in and secure it. So I'm just going to do that now. Do the same process as the other one and then show you the finished product. This obviously steps 3 and 4, and that's all you've got to do today. Okay, after a lot of faffing about, I managed to get them both in there. So that's how it's looking from the back. They're all insecure. What you should be able to do is move these so they need to be freely movable, but still go back into their original position. So as you can see, just pop that back down so they can flare out, but go back into the same position as before. So that's issue 67 complete. Okay, so issue 68 and 69 are exactly the same. We're working on the hip plates, and there's just 2 very simple things that you have to do. And that's basically just to connect these 2 little plastic connectors, you know, which are the supports for the base, to the plate itself. So nothing too complicated. So first of all, you want to take component 68B, so that's that smaller part there. And you'll see here that there are 3 screw holes on the top. So you're going to pop that over, and then you're just going to screw it from the middle, which you'll see. I mean, it just literally slots into it like so. And you can take one of your BP screws, so that's one of the smaller ones, and just secure that into place. So I'm just going to show you the right one, and I won't show you the left because it's, like I said, it's exactly the same. Nice and simple. This, luckily, isn't going to take a long time. unlike the last one. It took me a long time to do that first issue. It's a real fiddle. Anyone who's building it probably can relate, or maybe it's just me. Then you're going to take component 68C, so that's that part there. And obviously with the screw holes there, you want to pop it through. So it's going to be sitting, this part here, the curved part needs to be going up. And then you're going to secure that with an OP screw, so that longer one. So you're just going to go through there and then you can screw it. So I'm just going to do that off camera and then I'll show you the finished product. Okay, so I've just got that OP screw through there and that's how it looks. So you can see it moves and that's from the other side there. So that's that issue complete. I'm just going to do the next one, like I said, the left side, and then we can move on to the final issue, issue 70. Okay, so the final issue, issue 70. So we're going to be combining all the elements we've worked on today and also in previous issues to get this up and running. So this is obviously the assembly of the rear center armor. So you're going to take component 70A and also component 70B, which is the button, and that's going to slot into that hole there. So just going to quickly, you need it to be facing up, by the way, because that little peg is where you're going to put some springs into place. So just pop that through like so. Then once you've done that, like I mentioned, you're going to put 2 of those springs on those little pegs inside, and then we are going to take the central leg support from issue 65, which is that part there, and that's actually going to slot in upwards. So I'm just going to quickly double check on the photo. You'll see should be at the bottom, I believe, so there should be sections there where the springs can go into. So I'm checking I've got this right from what I can see in the photo, so bear with me, guys. So it's going to slot through like that. So you heard that click, so that's slotted into place now. I believe that's as far as down as it will go. And then once you've done that, we are going to take the central leg support and we're going to secure it with some QP screws. So we're just using one of the QP screws to secure that, because it's just that one section there that you're going to secure those 2 together. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And then we're going to move on to step 2, which is assembly of the central leg support, and that is the final stage for this issue. So there's quite a lot of elements to come together on that part. So if I could just get these bloody screws out, I can secure that and then move on to the final step for today. But yeah, it's definitely taking more shape here. You can see it's getting a lot bigger. It'll be substantially bigger in a moment's time. Okay, so they're nicely connected, so it's nice and secure. You're now going to take all the parts, like I mentioned, the shell from issue 67, and obviously the hip plates that we just worked on, and then the main component here. So I'm just going to spin it around, and then I'm going to show you how we connect it. Okay, so it's showing that these little pegs here slot into the first hole either side of this. So I'm just going to pop them in. Obviously, make sure you've got the right and left in the correct positions, and then just bring those round like so, if it'll stay in. And then once you've done that, you're going to take the shell, you need to put that over the front of component 78. Okay, so if you can see there are peg holes there. You're just going to slide that over, and also there's another section here, if you can see that there, sorry, that slides into that part there. So if you do that, it will sit in nicely where it's meant to go. So I'm just going to put those 2 together, then I'll put the plates back on, and then I'll secure them with the screws like it asks you to do. So just get those in alignment. Okay, so that's connected like that. Then I'm going to take those hip plates again. I'm just trying to check where, so that's what keeps them in, sorry. So underneath at the bottom there of that front part which is put in, so if you just see there's a hole, that peg is going to go in there, so that's what's going to wedge those 2 together, because before I was trying to think, why is it not staying into place? But it's because it needs the front part to go over the shell, or the shell, sorry, to go over. So you just have to hold it into place whilst you do that, or it will fall out. So I'm going to try and do that again now, and then we should be able to secure it with some screws afterwards. So bear with me. Yet again, another quite fiddly part, surprisingly. So just pop that over. Should be able to get that all into place nicely. Okay, just finishing that off now. Last screw, like I said, that's a QP on the inside. That's on 65A. You want to be securing that. You'll know what it is because there's a missing screw. So let's spin that round. Have a look. So from your perspective there, so all of these parts should flare out. So I'm just going to do a test. So you've got that part there and like that. So that's how it's looking. I'm not sure if those bits are meant to be flimsy. The other two are staying in position, but irregardless, they're all moving, and that's what they should be doing, yeah? So once you finish, you can pop them back in and it will sit nice, or it should sit nice and flush, whenever, like that. So that is issue 70 complete, and issues 67 to 70 complete. So we're finished for today. It took a lot longer than I anticipated, to be honest. It was a bit more fiddly than I thought, but I mean, I don't think the heat's helped. You can see I've got my blinds down, I've got my camera light on, kind of a fan on because it would be too noisy. So yeah, struggling with the sweaty hands. But nonetheless, it's all done. That's the finished product. I have got another section for my base, by the way, but I'm not going to bother doing that because it's pretty pointless. I'll do it off camera. There's one more to go, then the base is complete. Well, the bottom part. So there's more obviously to add of the circuits. But that's coming on nicely there, up to issue 70. So only 30 to go. Then it's finished. I'm not going to do the battle damage stuff. There was a conversation that might happen. Another 20 issues, but I don't want to pay more money, and I just want to keep him nice and crisp and let it weather naturally over time. So I hope you liked today's video, everyone. If you did, as always, please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and share it to any groups that you may know who are Marvel fans or model fans, anything like that, who like to build stuff. But anyway, I'll see you all soon. I imagine the next video will be in June. Wait for the next delivery. As soon as it's here, I'll get it out as fast as I can. But as always, take care, and I'll see you soon.